4A Sectional 20, we got Wayne at New Haven and Bishop Dwenger hosting Leo. As far as Bishop Dwenger hosting Leo goes, the Saints went on the road last week, went like an hour and a half
right
to Logansport, which makes sense in the first round of the sectionals. I made the trip there, got to see them early on. Maybe it was because of the trip they weren't as sharp in the first quarter as I know Jason Garrett would have liked, but went on to win comfortably. I believe it was 42-14 over Logansport. Leo, meanwhile, 35-21 down at Jay County. How do you see this one playing out on Friday night?
As a guy that's made that 24 drive,
it's
a lot
gorgeous.
of times it feels like 3.5 hours, even though it's an hour and a half drive. But you know what do we got here? 2 SAC versus NE8 games, and looking at Dwenger and Leo. Leo offense has improved throughout the season. From the beginning of the season to now, but I just don't feel like it has the horses to compete with Bishop Dwenger. We don't expect Bishop Dwenger to blow anybody out and drop 50 on somebody. This is just going to be a very tough game, though, for Leo to get any type of traction offensively.
Wayne and New Haven, I think this is going to be an interesting game. If New Haven plays their A game, it could be closer than some people think, closer than New Haven's 5-5 record would suggest, because they do have some playmakers. But so does Wayne as well,
yeah.
And last week, put up 50 on Southside in a rematch of a game we saw in the regular season.
I can see New Haven making some plays offensively to get some points on the scoreboard. It's just very tough for me to look at a New Haven defense that at times has struggled against some of the lower rung teams in the NE8 and say they're going to be able to get enough stops to be competitive with Wayne in the second half. So I think this is going to come down to if Wayne executes the way they can and the way they seemingly got back on track last week, it's going to be very difficult for the Bulldogs to compete, I think, after halftime. I
feel like I know what Coach Moore is going to be stressing this week, and that is not to overlook New Haven, though, because, when this bracket came out, everyone was like, okay, Wayne Dwenger for the championship, and you don't want to overlook any single team on your road, to hopefully what is a long postseason run.
And I think you can use that latter couple games of the regular season as proof of that, because I think they did not play to their fullest potential in the 3 games after that Snyder win in week 6. So I think they're back on track, and he will continue to say, hey, we got one more week of taking care of business before we worry about avenging that loss to the Saints.
Let's talk about 3A.